Our movie today starts with two brothers, the older one named Nathan and the younger one named Sam. Both of them sneak into the museum in secret and try to steal a very important archaeological map. Nathan starts explaining to his brother how expensive this map is and how it could completely change their lives. While he's trying to open the box to take the map, the alarm goes off and security reaches their location in seconds. They get caught red-handed and are taken back to the orphanage because they live there and were raised in that place. Security informs the orphanage director of everything that happened, that the two were trying to steal. Naturally, the director gets upset with them because they're always making trouble and encouraging each other to do wrong. Plus, they were caught stealing more than once, and Nathan still doesn't learn or stop thinking this way at all. He takes his brother to dangerous places, and this way, he'll ruin his future. After thinking, the director decides to keep Sam since he's still young and needs to learn, but she insists that the police take Nathan to be punished and learn from his mistakes. As soon as Nathan finds out, he makes an excuse that he's going up to pack his things from the room, but no one understands that he's preparing to escape. At the moment he's about to escape from the window, Sam walks in on him and tries to stop him, explaining that he can't live without him and that they shouldn't be apart like they promised. Nathan tries to reassure him and insists it's just a matter of time, nothing more, and he'll come back for him so they can leave this place forever. He just needs a chance to settle his situation first. He says goodbye to his brother Sam and leaves immediately, leaving a secret message with him. Once Sam lights a fire, the words in the message appear, and he finds out they are from a very old and famous pirate family known to be thieves. 15 years pass, and we see Sam after he's grown up and become a young man. He's working at a good place and trying to live a quiet life, but at the same time, he can't stop thinking about his brother and what he found out that day. He tries to look for his brother all the time, but unfortunately, there's no trace of him. One day, a beautiful girl walks in, and he's very attracted to her. He tries to get her attention in every way and act tough. A few minutes later, the girl decides to smoke and asks him for a lighter because she doesn't have one. Unfortunately, here's the shock. He turns out to be a thief in the end and steals her bracelet without her noticing. We understand that throughout all these years, he still has the same habit he learned from his brother and hasn't changed. A few hours later, a guy named Victor comes and tells him he saw his lighter and really likes it, insisting he wants to buy it at any price. Strangely, Sam refuses and holds on to the lighter because it's a gift from his brother and the only memory of him. Victor shocks him when he mentions his brother and says he knows very well that Sam has been looking for him for a long time. He also explains that he can lead him to his brother's place easily. In the end, he leaves him, and Sam is shocked later because he discovers Victor stole the bracelet from him without him feeling it and left a card with his name and address so he can contact him. Sam is forced to go to Victor's house to understand what he wants from him, and he discovers the house is full of antiques and very expensive things. The bigger shock is that he finds on the wall the same map his brother was trying to steal years ago. He feels something is wrong and doesn't understand anything. After a few minutes, Victor appears behind him and tells him he was waiting for him and was sure he'd come. Naturally, Sam is shocked, and the first thing he asks about is the map. We understand that this map contains the location of a very old treasure, and more than one person tried to reach it, but they all failed. Victor starts explaining everything in detail and shows him a book containing all the details of the real treasure. He tells him the ship in the picture is worth billions. It's an antique everyone is looking for, and it has many treasures that no one can imagine the price of. When Sam asks him about his brother's location, Victor refuses to tell him and explains that he and his brother were looking for this treasure together and were always together until just 2 years ago when he disappeared completely and he didn't know anything about him anymore. This is very strange. Luckily, before he left, he had given him all the information regarding the treasure and knew Sam could help them in an operation like this. Victor starts convincing Sam to cooperate with him, look for the treasure, and split everything in half. If you're digging the video, hit that like button. It really means a lot and helps us keep them coming. Sam refuses without thinking because he doesn't want a headache. Of course, Victor keeps playing with his head and convinces him this is the only way his brother will appear again, and then he can reach him easily. So Sam thinks about it first before making a decision. Once he gets home, he sits all night looking at a photo with his brother and their old memories and is deeply moved. In the end, he agrees to Victor's offer and goes to meet him the next morning. They start their plan together, and Victor gives him a paper with their first riddle. Victor explains that the key in the picture is what will help them reach the treasure, and they must have two copies of it. Unfortunately, the second copy will be sold at a public auction, and they have no choice but to steal the key from this auction by any means. They take the company's address and think together how they'll carry out the operation. They search everywhere around the company, monitor the entrances and exits, and agree on the day of the auction to cut the electricity to the whole place. In that moment, they'll steal the key and escape immediately. The auction day comes, and they both wear very stylish suits and prepare very well for every step. They get in the car and head there, and everything goes smoothly according to their plan. Unfortunately, as soon as Sam goes in to cut the electricity, he finds a security guard in his face. A big war breaks out between them, and Sam tries to get rid of him any way he can so the plan doesn't fail. In the end, everything gets out of control, and he finds himself hanging from the ceiling while all the lights around him are smashing on people, drawing a lot of attention to him. Since this is the reality now, Victor decides to take advantage of this chance and goes to wear the outfit of one of the officials and steals the key very quietly, trying to escape before anyone notices. Before reaching the door, he finds a girl named Layla standing in his way, threatening him with her weapon and insisting he gives her the key. Strangely, Victor's luck is very good. At the same moment, some guards appear, and when they see the situation, they try to prevent Layla from hurting him since he's one of them, and no one suspects him at all. He takes the key and walks right in front of their eyes without anyone stopping him. Once he's out, he finds Sam waiting in the car, and they leave the place safely in the end. The next day, they both travel to Barcelona to continue their plan. There they meet a girl named Fraser. From her talk with Victor, Sam understands the second key is with her, not Victor, as he said at first. Victor tries to convince her to join them and steal the treasure together. Strangely, she refuses his offer. After a big discussion, she leaves. They are both shocked because they discover she stole their key too. Sam gets nervous and runs after her, trying to catch her by any means. He reaches her before she escapes in her car, stands in front of her, and tries to stop her from moving. Victor arrives too and deals with her very coldly as if he expected her to do this from the start. Victor tries to talk to her calmly and convinces her she doesn't know any details about the treasure. And even if she has the keys, the matter will take her years, and she might not reach anything alone. But if she agrees with them, it will only take a few days because he and Sam have all the information she might need. In the end, Fraser is convinced and agrees to be a partner. A few hours later, the three reach a church and go down to its cellar. They find the place for the keys and put them in their spots. Victor helps them when he reads the method from the book he has. Right after that, the huge statue in front of them opens in a strange way, and dangerous arrows appear, but luckily no one is hit. In the end, a secret door opens with a huge tunnel inside. Victor convinces the two to enter alone while he stays outside to protect them. Sam turns on his GPS so he can determine their location anywhere they go. He takes Fraser and they go down into the tunnel together, walking a long time until they find a massive iron door locked with a big padlock. They are shocked that if they don't open the door within a certain time, the whole place will fill with water because it's connected to a big fountain outside. She tries to act in any way to open this door and save their lives from death. Sam contacts Victor and explains everything happening and asks him to help. Victor uses the GPS and keeps walking until he determines their location from outside the building. He knows the exact spot of the lock and is forced to break the glass in front of him to reach the key. At that moment, Layla appears again and threatens him with her weapon as usual. A huge fight happens while Sam and Fraser face death. Victor tries to overcome her, and finally he picks her up and throws her on the glass, which shatters on her. He quickly opens the lock to help them before it's too late. Indeed, right after that, they both reach the second floor and make it safely. They grab a torch after calming down and continue their way. They discover another door appears, but they didn't know how this door opens. Sam is shocked when he tries the key he has because he finds it's not suitable for this door and that Victor is the one who did this to them. He calls him immediately and tries to convince him to give them the key. Strangely, after all this, Victor doesn't trust them and doesn't want to give them the key. After much pleading, he finally agrees since he has no other choice. Right after that, Sam connects the keys to each other, and they actually make a third key, which he uses to open the door. They are very surprised when they enter because they find the room completely empty, except for four very old and massive jars. They try to see what's inside. Maybe the treasure is in there. Fraser is shocked because she finds them filled with salt only. She starts losing hope and feels this is all a game and there's no treasure. Suddenly, the four jars smash at the same time and an old map appears on the ground. They understand this map explains the treasure's location exactly. Sam is happy it's the original map and feels they'll finally reach it. Unfortunately, his dreams are shattered as he's thrown to the ground because Fraser turns out to be a traitor. She steals the map and threatens him with death, insisting on taking it and leaving. When he asks her why, she says her problem isn't with him because he seems like a good guy. She warns him of Victor, saying he's a deceiver and hurt his brother before. She leaves him after hitting him on the head, knocking him out. A bit later, Victor arrives and tries to wake him. Sam presses him to admit the truth and say where his brother is. Victor is forced to speak frankly and explains that he and his brother were looking for the same treasure years ago. Unfortunately, they faced many problems because a big gang is also looking for it, and Layla is one of them. She's the one who killed his brother Nathan years ago. As soon as Sam knows, he gets very sad and can't process that his brother is dead. He walks away without a word. Victor follows him, talking about his brother and insisting his only dream was the treasure and that he loved him. So Sam agrees to continue to fulfill his brother's dream. At the same time, Fraser reaches her leader, and we discover she is part of the gang Layla is in. She hands over the map and keys. The leader is happy and decides to reward her, making her Layla's boss. He blames Layla because she couldn't do what Fraser did. He takes the whole gang on a private plane to find the treasure. He's excited to be one of the richest people. He doesn't know Layla's jealousy will turn everything against him. She's worked with him for years and he never appreciated her. She waits for the right moment and slits his throat in cold blood. Fraser knows Layla won't let her live, so she hides in a car inside the plane. Layla orders the men to find Fraser. At that moment, we discover Victor and Sam were there all along, hiding in the car. They steal the map while everyone is busy. Unfortunately, the gang catches them and fires at them until they reach the parachutes. Victor asks Sam to jump. Strangely, Sam stays and insists on getting revenge on the woman who killed his brother. When he asks why she killed him, she refuses to answer and orders her men to finish him. They fire at him. He tries to escape and throws everything out of the plane. His leg gets caught in cargo and he falls out. At the last moment, he gets back to the plane, but Fraser hits him with her car and they both fall out again. They hang on to the car until it's pulled out and they dangle in the air. Sam grabs a shipment and helps Fraser. Luckily, her parachute opens and they fall safely into the sea. They reach the shore and rest in a hotel. All night, Sam looks at the map. Fraser sleeps. Because he's smart, he determines the location using GPS and calculations. He writes it on a paper. The next morning, Fraser wakes up first, sees the paper, and betrays him again, going to the location alone. When Sam wakes up, he knows she read the paper. Strangely, he's happy because he set a trap. He knew she'd betray him and wrote a wrong address. He pulls out the real address, takes a boat, and goes there. He doesn't know Layla is watching him. When Sam arrives, he's amazed by the two massive ships. He climbs one, excited to finally reach the treasure. At that moment, Victor arrives. Sam asks how he found him. Victor reminds him the GPS is open on his phone. They start gathering treasure. Unfortunately, Layla is on her way. As soon as Sam feels someone, they hide. Because Layla is greedy, she decides to take the ships using helicopters to move them. Victor and Sam are still inside. They wait and attack the guards one by one. They take the ship. Layla follows with her helicopter, trying to distract them. She orders the second ship to attack. The collision destroys part of Victor's ship. The situation goes out of control. Suddenly, Layla's helicopter breaks and explodes. The ship tied to it is affected. Layla jumps to Victor's ship. A big war breaks out. To save themselves, Victor sacrifices the bag of gold to get rid of Layla, throwing it with her into the water. Unfortunately, she stays alive, but the ship falls completely on her, and her end is gruesome. Sam and Victor reach the plane and save themselves. They watch the ship burning. In the end, police arrive and confirm the treasure belongs to the state. Later, Sam comforts Victor and pulls out gold bars he hid. They forget Fraser is still hunting them. We discover in the last scene Nathan is still alive in prison. They are happy with what they have because it's enough to make them rich for life. They decide to live their lives. And here the story ends. Peace.